Finally, 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 a chapter that even I, one who hates despair, yet keep on talking about it, and will never and talks bad about horror mangas even though they're good. For the first time and ever, I actually have nothing but praise for this chapter of Tokyo Ghoul. Why? Because finally some answers! And it closed the curtain on the so-called Grim Reaper of the CCG. Everything that we have thought about him was wrong. I thought Arima was a broken, sadistic man, and maybe he was. But in the end it turned out he was more of a broken man. A man that wanted something, and the reason why he took in Kaneki Ken that time was not just that thanks to that boy that it turned out, Hide, that it turns out, when Kaneki ate Hide so he got the new strength so he could prove himself to Arima. No, it seems that Arima planned this from the very beginning. He wanted Kaneki to be the one to kill him. And the reason for that is he wanted to groom a successor. Not a successor to the Grim Reaper, but someone who will destroy them. Just like Eto wanted. And what do I mean with this? I'll tell you right now. The ghoulish truth is that the V are the Washoos. Yes, the Washoos are ghouls. I know, that's actually not that surprising. But it turns out the conspiracy is far more deadly than any of us could ever imagine. Or maybe we have imagined it. It's just that this is actually a pretty bad situation. In the beginning of the chapter is Arima slit his throat. I thought he was doing that because he wanted no longer to live. Because he had no final reason anymore. Turns out it wasn't like that. He was actually killing himself because his time was running out. Turns out that all from the Sunlight Garden, probably even that Aura, that the girl that is a Quincy, or Quinch or whatever they were called, are probably also, but Arima reveals that Hayaru and Furota are not human, they are demihumans. They are not one-eyed ghoul as we suspect, but they're not humans either, but they are children of them. The reason is because the one-eyed owl, Eto, is actually a rare case. It is possible for a ghoul and a human to get children. However, according to Arima, someone who will become a one-eyed ghoul is actually very rare. Instead, they will be born of some kind of demihumans. The gift they will have is stronger strength and physiology, but they will age much faster. Turns out that the reason why Arima is blind in his right eye is because he suffers from a glaucoma, a common disease that is common among elderly. So Arima was actually dying all this time. And every single one from the Sunlight Garden has a ghoul parent. So instead they are just strong humans, so to speak. They can eat the normal food and they cannot manifest a kagune. And they get stronger physiology, but instead they get shorter lifespans. So this explains the flashback Furata had with Rise. Rise turned out to be a ghoul, so is that implying that Rise is a Washuu and Furata was the one who was bred? Or are we missing something? Elsewhere, the civil war is finally happening, as one of them, as Arima reveals that this was all the Washu's plan. Maru is pointing the gun at the chief officer, revealing he has read the book, and although he doesn't want to believe it, the fact that Washuu and the ghouls are conspiring. He has investigated the Washuu, and finally, at last, someone is questioning the Washuu. It's been confirmed that they're working for the V, and now they turned out they are the V instead. So they were never good. Never, ever, from the very beginning. The fact that they were so morally detached further shown they were not good. But this is way beyond freaky. So the only reason that that Maru is actually getting a bit skeptical of all this is because he was tipped off. I think he was tipped off. Wasn't he tipped off by Hide? Or was he tipped off by someone else? That there was a special trick to the gate. So he studied it. So when does the system react? It reacts whenever one of these people passes through. Kushu Arima, the Zero Squad members from the Garden, and Hisuling of the Quay Quad. That means that all of the Zero Squad are also Garden. Does that mean that Pretty Boy is also a demi-human? So with all this evidence, it turns out for him that he thinks all of the Washuu ghouls themselves, and he needs to know. So the only way for doing that, from his intuition, he shoots the commander, much to the shock of the sun. As it seems the officer is actually dead, the commander rises up in a nightmarish face, showing his ghoulish eyes, confirming to us that every single Washuu is a ghoul. So, again, people, the one-eyed king. What if it is a Washuu? What if it is the High Commander of the CCG? I mean, that theory is only getting stronger now. The thing that shocked me most, that the one who's revealing he is a ghoul is actually the chief commander, and that is also playing with the despair of the Tokyo Ghoul. I mean, he was a Washuu, but he was noted to be the most kind of all of this. And this just shows that the commander was the ghoul. Yes, it's like a throw in the face. Everything he has told about is a lie. And what Matsuki? I mean, that guy, I always wanted that guy to die. Are you telling me he is a ghoul too? I mean, he reacted in shock when he heard something. So maybe he indeed discovered this. I mean, if it turns out that Matsuri is not a ghoul, then something is very wrong with the Tokyo Ghoul manga. That guy was free from morality a single bit, and you're telling me he will be the only one who's good? Nah, I think he freaked out because the secret is out. So everything was a lie. The Washuu has been the V from the very beginning, and now Maruda is gonna die. In his dying breath, Arima tells Kaneki Ken that he wants him. I think he implying to him that he wants Kaneki Ken to kill the Washuu, but also says that he wants Kaneki Ken to admitting that he was the one who were killed. So Kaneki Ken, even with tears, says, "I understand. I was the one who killed you." And then Arima has a flashback on the time when he caught a butterfly. Turns out he did not destroy that butterfly. He let it go. And for the first time ever, the Reaper of the CGG sheds tears. As he admits, "I hated myself and how much he has killed." Probably implying that maybe he has regretted killing every single ghoul up until now. But he was proud that he took in Kaneki Ken as a prodigy, because he was able to leave a legacy behind. And that was another reason why he also wanted not to kill Kaneki, because he was the one who wanted to die, and he wanted Kaneki to become like a new Grim Reaper. He left behind a legacy, so to speak, a one-eyed ghoul called Kaneki Ken. As Kaneki cries out in the field that we see as flowers, the Grim Reaper of the CGG is now dead. All in all, a very powerful chapter, and one of the few Tokyo Ghoul's chapters what I consider is one of the best ever. Every single conspiracy is now true. And the fact that the Washuu of the V just further hints just how much hypocrisy they have been dealing with. In a way, you could ask, if they were the V, what was the point of the CGG? Was that just to throw people off the hoop? I mean, the hoop? Maybe the CGG wanted to, oh no, the Washuu, maybe, what's that word? Not throwing them only off a loop. Maybe they tried to start an own conspiracy. Maybe they wanted to do all this because they thought they could hide their power better that way. No, nothing is better than hiding behind a shadow. So yeah, the conspiracy of the CGG are finally made clear. And now we can only expect something more. This also confirms that the Sunlight Gardens are all demi-humans, so to speak. It doesn't explain why Furata, though, wanted to become a one-eyed ghoul. Is it a hint that he is actually the most dangerous ghoul right now? I mean, he couldn't, and this also confirms my, no, not confirms, answers my suspicions. I wondered, was Arima a one-eyed ghoul? No, he wasn't, but he wasn't human either. And the reason for that is because he couldn't show a Kaguni even if he wanted to. So, but Furata, he got the operation, and therefore he became a one-eyed ghoul. Does that mean he can live longer? Still some questions there, but all in all, a very powerful chapter. And now that the truth has been revealed, with the ghoul of the Washuu showing themselves, one wonder if this war against Aogiri will be thrown into chaos. And what did Arima ask him to do? I think he's asking him to kill the Washoos, every single one of them. Or maybe it is Arima who is actually implying to Kaneki to kill the One-Eyed King. Again, I'm actually wondering, is the One-Eyed King that grandfather of the CGG? I mean, almost all theories seems to point towards him now. Granted, the V wants to destroy the One-Eyed King too, but it's been confirmed by Eto that she's not an ally of the king either. So, yeah. I hope this manga better not end with just this. They better just kill off the Washuu or something like that. All in all, that's all I can say about this chapter. A great one, which is very rare, by the way. Don't get me wrong. This is very rare for me to have this much praise for Tokyo Ghoul. So give me your thoughts if you have any.